everyone. Hope you all are good. We are here for grade 2 math. You can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password as provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab. Scroll down to grade 2 and then click on view all lessons. There you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter probability and statistics, and the lessons we're going to cover today are more, less, or and equally likely. Identify multiplication sentences for equal groups. Certain, probable, unlikely, and impossible. So let's just start with the lesson. Here I'm on grade 2 math. Let's just start with the chapter probability and statistics. We're going to start with the first lesson, that is more, less, and equally likely. Okay, on which color is the spinner more likely to land, right? So just look at the spinner. The spinner have more red part and only the small portion is blue, right? So more of the spinner is red than blue. That means there is more likely to land on red. Why? Because there is more red portion than blue. That means there are more chances it will land on red, right? Let's just start with the test questions. On which color is the spinner more likely to land? So which is the correct option? You can see the spinner have more portion that is yellow than green, right? That means there are more portion that is yellow than green. So that means there are more chances that it will land on yellow, right? Because most of the portion is yellow. So the correct option is yes, that means more likely to land on yellow. On which color is the spinner less likely to land? So which is the correct option? Just look at the spinner, right? There is more portion of the most of the portion is blue. Only the small portion is yellow. So which is the correct option? The spinner is more likely to land on blue, right? Because most of the spinner is blue. So the correct option is yes, the correct option is blue because the question is less likely to land, right? So less land on the color that has the small portion. So yellow has the small portion, right? That means the spinner is less likely to land on yellow because the yellow has very small portion. So the correct option is yellow. If you select a marble without looking, which color are you more likely to pick, right? Okay, just look at the marbles you have. One, two, three, four, five of the marbles you have. And one, two, three of them are red. That means more, you have more red marbles, right? That means it will more likely be red. The correct option is red. The color you more likely to pick is red because most of the marbles are red. Got it? Yes, the correct option is spinner will more likely to land on yellow, right? Because the spinner has most of the portion is yellow. Only very small portion is green, so it will more likely to land on yellow. Very good. On which color is the spinner more likely to land? Yes, equal, right? Because just look at the spinner. Half of the portion is yellow and half of them is red, right? That means red and yellow are equally likely, right? It will land sometimes on yellow and sometimes on red because half portion is red and half of the portion is yellow. So they are not equal, right? On which color is the spinner more likely to land? So which is the correct option? The correct option is yellow, right? Because most of the portion is yellow, so it will more likely to land on yellow. Very good. On which color is the spinner more likely to land? Which is the correct option? Yes, it will land on green because most of the portion is green, right? On which color is the spinner more likely to land? So, which is the correct option? Yes, it will more likely to land on yellow because most of the portion is yellow, right? If you select a marble without looking, which color are you less likely to? Which is the correct option? Yes, the third option, because you have two of the orange marbles and two of the brown, so they are equally likely, right? Very good. Okay, on which color is the spinner less likely to land? Which is the correct option? Because the spinner has small blue portion, right? So then that will less likely to land on blue. Very good. The correct option is blue, right? Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let's just move on to next lesson, and the next lesson is identify multiplication sentences for equal groups. Let's just start with the lesson. Okay, which expression does which expression describe the model? So you are given with the model, you have to see how which expression describes the model, right? Okay, you can see one, two, three groups, right? And in every group you have one, two dots. Here you have two, here you have two, right? So you can write it in insertance form like three groups and two dots in each group. You can do 3 times 2, and 3 times 2 is, like, you can write them like this: 3 times 2, 3 groups total, and in every group you have just two dots, so you can write it as 3 times 2. Let's just start with the practice questions. Basically, we're going to learn how do we groups and how do we multiply in groupings, right? Let's just see here. Which expression describes the model? First, see how many groups we are given. We are given one, two, and three groups, right? You have three groups in total. Now you can count the dots in each group. You have three groups, and in every group, one, two, three, one, two, three, one, two, three. In each block, you have three dots, right? So you can write it as 3 times 3, three groups, one, two, three, and every group has three dots, so you can write it as 3 times 3. Yes, that is 3 times 3 because you have total 3 groups and each group have 3 dots. So that would be 3 times 3. Option number 2 is the correct option. No, you don't need to solve. You just have to write which expression describes the model, which is the correct option. You have 2 groups and in each group you have how many dots? You can see here you have 1 and 2, 2 groups, and in each group you have 1, 2, 1, 2, only 2 dots. So that would be 2 times 2 is the correct option. Got it? The correct option is 2 times 2. The correct option is 2 times 2. The last one is the correct option. Got it? Okay, the next one is which expression describes the model? So, which is the correct option? First, you have to count the groups. So, how many groups do we have? We have 2 groups, right? And in each group, you have how many dots? You have 3 dots in each group, right? So, the correct option is option number 1, that is 2 times 3. Got it? The correct option is 1, that is 2 times 3. Which expression describes the model? Which is the correct option? How many groups do you have? Yes, you have 3 groups, and in each group you have just 2 dots. You don't need to solve, you just have to write the expression, right? So you can write it as very good 3 times 2. Option number 2 is the correct option. Okay, which expression describes the model? Which is the correct option? Very good. That would be 3 times 3, right? Because you have 3 groups, and in every group you have 3 dots, so that would be 3 times 3, right? Very good. Okay, which expression describes the model? Which is the correct option? Very good. That is 2 times 3, right? You have two groups and each group have 3 dots, so that is 2 times 3. Very good. The next one is which expression describes the model? Which is the correct option? Yes, that is 2 times 2, right? Because you have two groups and in each group you have two dots, so that would be 2 times 2. Got it? Very good. The next one is which expression describes the model? Which is the correct option? Yes, they are 3 times 3, 3 groups, and each group have 3 dot, so that would be 3 times 3. Very good. Which expression describes the model? Which is the correct option? Yes, that is 2 times 3. You have 3 groups, and in each group you have 2 dots. So that would be 3 times 2. Option number 3 is the correct option. That would be 2 times 3, right? Which expression describes the model? Which is the correct option? Very good. That is 2 times 2. You have 2 groups, and in each group you have 2 dots. So that would be 2 times 2, right? Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson, and the next lesson is certain, probable, unlikely, and impossible, right? Okay, if you select a marble without looking, how likely is that you will pick an orange one, right? Let's just look at the marbles. You have 5 marbles, and all of them are orange, right? That means it is certain that whenever you are going to pick a marbles, you will pick an orange marble, right? Because all of the marbles are orange. So whenever you pick an orange marble, right? So the correct option is certainly you will pick an orange. The correct option is certain, right? Let's just start with the test questions. Okay, how likely is that the spinner will land on yellow space? Certain, probable, impossible. Which is the correct option? Just look at the spinner, right? All the portions on the spinner are yellow. You have no sorry, all the portions are red. You have no portion that is yellow, right? That means it is impossible it will land on yellow space because you do not have yellow space on the spinner. How will it land on yellow? So the correct option is impossible. You do not have any yellow portion. How it will land on yellow? So the correct option is impossible, right? If you select a marble without looking, how likely is that you will pick an orange one? So, which is the correct option? Certain, probable, unlikely. You can see you have one, two, three, four, five marbles, right? Only one of the marble is, you have only one orange marble, right? So that means it is probable that you can select the orange, right? Because you have only one orange, so it would be probably unlikely, right? Because you have only one orange, right? The rest of them are white. So most of them are white, that's why it is unlikely that you will select an orange marble. Got it? How likely is that the spinner will land on a blue space, which is the correct option? It is certain, right? Whenever you spin the spinner, it will land on blue because there is all the portions are blue on the spinner. Got it? If you select a marble without looking, how likely is that you will pick a white one? Which is the correct option? You have one, two, three, four, five, six. Six of the marbles are white and four of them are blue, right? That means it is probable that you can select the white one because you have six whites and four blue. So maybe you can select the blue one, right? So probable you can select the white or blue, right? How likely is that the spinner will land on green space, which is the correct option? Because the spinner has more blue portion, right? The green portion is small on the spinner. That means it is unlikely it will land on green, right? Less chances you have that it will land on green, so then that would be unlikely. The correct option is unlikely. If you select a marble without looking, how likely is that you will pick a red one, which is the correct option? All the time you will land on red, so certainly you will land on red. The correct option is certain. If you select a marble without looking, how likely is that you will select a purple one, which is the correct option? That means impossible because all of them are green, so it is impossible you will select a purple one, right? If you select a marble without looking, how likely is that you will pick a brown one, which is the correct option? All of them are brown, right? So it would be certain that you can select the brown one. The correct option is certain. If you spin a spin, how likely is that the spinner will land on a yellow space, which is the correct option? You have more yellow space than blue one, right? So that means it is probable it will land on yellow space. The correct option is probable. How likely is that the spinner will land on a green space? All the spinner is green, right? That means it is certain it will land on green. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So we were working on grade 2 math. The chapter we were working on is probability and statistics, and the lessons we have covered are more, less, and equally likely. Then identify multiplication sentences for equal groups and certain, probable, unlikely, and impossible. So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we just did. That is your homework until next session, right? So if you need more help with any of the lesson, you can contact any tutor on the Skype. They are available from Monday to Friday 9. Or either you can join me in the interactive session that would be daily from 4 to 5 and from 9 to 10, right? So if you have any questions related to the lesson we've just finished, you can ask. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. No questions? Okay, then that's all for today. See you in the next session. Bye, everyone.